Hello there, this is Dissatisfied Gamer and I'm playing Combat Flight Simulator 3. Combat Flight Simulator 3 is a 2002 flight simulator game. It primarily takes place in the European theater of operations in World War II. You can either play as Germans in the Luftwaffe, English as the Royal Air Force, or Americans in the United States Army Air Force. Combat Flight Simulator 3 is the last game of the Combat Flight Simulator series from Microsoft, which started with the Combat Flight Simulator in 1998. It runs on the same graphics engine as the Combat Flight Simulator 1 and 2, although it's been heavily modified for this game. Incidentally, this graphics engine was also used as a template for the graphics engine for the Flight Simulator 2000. This game features a remarkably realistic aircraft damage system, realistic aircraft physics, and a relatively smart AI for the time. The game is also based on an open architecture, which means that it's free to start modding and add scenery, aircraft, theater of operations, missions, and plenty more. Some of these are the Pacific area of operations, North Europe, and parts of Africa and the Middle East. There are also mods that feature new factions, experimental planes, and new missions. And there are reportedly still mods in development for this game. Two main parts of the game, as with many other games, are the single player and the multiplayer. Unfortunately, I have never tried out the multiplayer. I don't know if there's been any online servers or anything, but if there has been, they were closed down when I started playing it a couple of years ago. I was impressed with the single player though. Having played many combat flight games, I found the damage models and the AI impressive for a game of its time. If you get hit in the wing takes damage. If you get hit in the ailerons will become sloppy. If you get hit in the fuel tanks, you will start to lose fuel. Single player received some criticism for lack of outcomes of the single player campaign. Microsoft had said before the game came out that your choices would affect the outcome of the war. But as we've seen with later games like Mass Effect, it rarely is like that. Although you could turn the war to a German victory, an early Allied victory, normal victory, or late victory, depending on how you play. I've never taken much appreciation of the campaign. I never played it much. I really like the single player quick combat, where I can engage in dogfights, bombing missions, escorts, intercepts, and alike, and similar stuff, which I found to be interesting and fun to play, even though it is a 11-year-old game. The single player also received criticism for partially inaccurate flight characteristics. Some of the American aircraft, like the P-51 Mustang, where it had not as good flight characteristics as, for example, the Spitfire or the Typhoon, which it could easily engage in combat and win, depending on the pilot, but in the game it was very unstable compared to the Spitfire, which I tried installing it without any mods, and I found this to be true. But I found a couple of mods which corrected the balancing issue, and now they're evenly matched in combat, which I found to be more realistic and more fun to play, since they are often compared to each other. Now, what I think about the game is it's a very fun game if you like realism. You can control some of the realism options. I have done that here in the gameplay footage, where I have turned off ammunition limitations and fuel limitations, so I can't run out of fuel or ammo. But you can turn on G-forces so that if you turn too hard you will black out. You can adjust the player weapon efficiency, where it will become more effective or evenly matched with the enemy. You can configure how much stress will affect your aircraft. I tried turning it to 100% realistic, and I found if I turned too hard, my wings could snap off. I was trying to turn by pulling the joystick all the way back, and I just lost control. Because this aircraft I was trying, I don't remember which one, but it got unstable in tight turns, so I spun out of control, and right before I hit the ground, I managed to get control of the plane again. But I had to adjust my playing style because it was a lot harder, and well, I actually lost that dogfight since I put the AI on hardest, and I took the Thunderbolt P-47 against the Messerschmitt 109, which the Thunderbolt could easily take it down, but it can't outturn it, so I got taken down pretty bad. But I can imagine this game being fun playing with friends in dogfights at LAN parties and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody who plays this game, or if there have been any multiplayer servers up. If there has been, I'm hoping that they will come up again. But if you have the game or know somebody who has the game and don't want it anymore, or if you can find a way to buy it, I recommend it. Install it, buy it, install it, mod it. Just play the damn thing, unless you don't have a joystick, because it's a good game, even for being 11 years old. It can still go toe-to-toe with modern shooters, with modern combat fight simulator games. It's got amazing graphics for being 2002. And I would recommend this to anybody I know who plays this sort of games. Well, that was what I had to say for now. You know, if you like this video, you could subscribe. I play a lot of other games, FPS games, strategy. I try to stay away from fantasy games, but maybe I'll put a video up of that as well. But like I said, if you like, subscribe. And if you don't like, you don't have to subscribe, but I would still appreciate it. If you hate it, and you just want to watch it for hating it, okay, that's your choice. Subscribe anyway. I don't care, as long as you subscribe. Thanks. See ya.